No game at all last weekend,
No.
Craig. That was quite an unusual thing
Yeah.
for the new Saints. How did that help or otherwise with preparations and general training?
Yeah, it did. It helped. It give the opportunity, give the lads a weekend off, which I don't think we've had one since the start of the season. So yeah, because there's not been very many Friday night games with this schedule, and there's been a lot of midweek games as well. So yeah, give the opportunity for the lads to spend the weekend with the families and rest and recover. So yeah, it was good. We worked hard last week in training, given a couple of days off after a fantastic result against a performance against Arbroath, and then worked again that week, and then had the weekend off, and we've been in training this morning, preparing for Aberystwyth tomorrow.
And we are back to JD Cumberland Premier action.
Yep.
As you say there, it's a bottom versus first encounter. Yep. 30 points between us in the table. In many ways, Aberystwyth have absolutely nothing to lose going into that game.
No, they don't. And it's something we've got to be careful of as well, something we can't be complacent. That's why we worked hard really last week and prepared our game ready for Tuesday night. We knew we could have probably given the lads a little bit longer off because we've obviously been in since end of May with European competition. But no, we kept standards high, knowing that it's not going to be an easy game, and I don't think we've got a fantastic record over the last 4 or 5 years away in ABBA. I recall, just before I come in, I think we got beat 1-0 there, and there's been a 1-1 I think in the last 5 years as well. So we haven't got a fantastic record, and like you said, Aberystwyth got nothing to lose, everything to gain. So it's a tricky and a dangerous game. That we are not taking for granted, and we prepared like we've prepared the week before against Arbroath.
Since you've come in though, Craig, we've played them 3 times and we have had a decent record there. We scored 19 goals in the process, conceding none, won all of those games. So we do go into this fixture with a decent run of form as we look back over the last season or so.
Yeah, we do, but we don't want to be complacent, and we don't want that to finish. We need to keep that form going. We need to go there and have a dominant performance and make sure we win the game. We don't want to. It's something that I think I'm really, really big on. That, like I said, we've prepared exactly the same for Aberystwyth as we would have Arbroath the week before, which was a big game as well. So yeah, each game's a big game, and the most important game of our season is Tuesday because it's the next game. So we'll be going in it and making sure that we that no one's taking anything for granted. We're not going to take the foot off the pedal. We'll be going in there with a drive and enthusiasm to win the game.
And although the new Saints will be big favourites, as you've just gone through there, Craig, that there is that guard against complacency, will you be taking any particular emphasis and time with the players to let them know that, or will their professionalism deal with it?
Yeah, I think you've got to give them, give them credit for being professionals, and we've done really well. But we only have to go back and we lived it. We felt how it felt, when we drew 2-2 against Barry at home. Winning 2-0, cruising the game, 85th minute, and before it's 2-2, and in the 89th or 90th minute, it might even been a little bit later, we run out of time to go and win the game, and we completely controlled that game. Had loads of opportunities, so that's what happens in football, and especially this league as well. You look at it, and there's teams that Aberystwyth have had some good results lately. They've not. The only thing I think what I haven't done is put consistently 4 or 5 results together. That sporadically have shown they can match anybody. I think they went up to Bala and won 1-0 up with Bala not too long ago, and Bala's a tough place to go. With so yeah, it's certainly not. The players will know it, but also the staff's job as well is to make sure, remember how it felt, how we should have beat Barry at home, and let's not be complacent. Make sure we win this football game.
And due to the number of games that we've played this season, you have made changes, sometimes 11. Other times none, and you've stayed with the exact team from the game before. Are we likely to see much movement this time round?
Yeah, obviously Rory Holden come off injured on Saturday. I think that was the only really one. To be fair, Rory's been back in training today for the first time. So apart from that, we've got a full squad to choose from, and obviously Deck's getting closer. It's brilliant to see Deck back on the pitch. He's, it'll only be a week or so before he'll be back in fully. So I imagine the next 2 weeks will be ready to go game wise. So we've got a strong squad to pick from, and it obviously just keeps getting harder from my point of view, picking the squad. And some very good players have already been left out of the squad this season. There'll be some very good players left out of the squad in the future, so it's a really tough job. But as per usual, I'll be picking the strongest team I feel to win the football game on Tuesday, because like I said, and I always say that it's the most important one. Forget Arbroath, forget Haverfordwest, in 6 days' time. Aberystwyth away tomorrow night is the most important game, so we'll be well and truly prepared in picking the strongest team to win that game.
Well, you've just answered the next question there about how difficult was it to pick the team itself. But this is your second spell at the club, Craig. And as you look back over the years, and it is difficult sometimes to compare one player with another from 10 years ago, but how strong do you feel that this particular squad is, generally speaking, compared to the ones you've worked with over the past?
Yeah, it's a strong squad. It is, and it's only been a short space of time. So time will tell with that one, regarding the squad I had previously from, I think it was 2011 to 2017. The trophies, the double treble, 6 league titles, I think we won 4 Welsh Cups, 4 League Cups, and then obviously broke a world record in that space of time. So that was a very, very good squad with some fantastic players. 2 or 3 of them are still here now. 4 of them, I think, are still here now and playing a huge contribution to what we're doing now. So yeah, it's really hard, but we have got a good squad, but I think it's really hard to compare. But I think both squads would be, will compete against each other if there was a game tomorrow.
And we do go into this game 9 points ahead at the top of the table. It's a chance not only for us to extend our unbeaten run, the excellent run of form that we're on at the moment, but also to put pressure on those teams that are just behind us in the table.
Yeah, it is. You know what I'm going to say, don't you? It's we are 99%. The time concentrating ourselves. Yes, we give the respect to other clubs and other teams, especially when we're playing them. And and Connah's Quay had been on a fantastic run up until lately, but no doubt they'll get back on on a winning trail. Be a tough game for them against Colwyn Bay on Tuesday, because Colwyn Bay got a fantastic result at the weekend. But yeah, we look after ourselves, and and the rest looks after itself. So yeah, we just need to make sure we keep winning our games, and in how our performances are, and how could we get better. That's the important thing as well. We can always get better at something. So just because we're winning football games, it doesn't mean that we are we're just going right. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. We're always trying to improve. I think that's the important thing. We pitch ourselves against ourselves, so we want to be a better version of ourselves every time we step on that pitch and every time we train. So yeah, it's important that we look after ourselves.